Hello there, and thank you for your interest in the monthly caseload manager new video brand new in the fall of 2018. And if you're doing medication skills, this will be important. The first instructions page has all the information that you need to do a quick start, tells you how to get started, and then each page, each tab has its own area that has detailed questions. So let's just go to the first thing that you're going to do is go to the master list. As soon as you download the manager, you're going to make a copy of it so that you can keep it fresh and clean and written on, so that next year and the following year you can just keep making copies of a clean copy. So you're going to put all your students in here. This is the first thing you must do. I've put a student in here named JJ. I've put his date of birth. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's say it's 1/12/2003. Okay, and you'll see that it automatically calculates the chronological age. I'll enter the grade, an eligibility category, the last speech eval, the next speech eval. This will, when you put in, let's say his last speech eval was 2/12 in 2013. Okay, so his next speech eval should have taken place 2/12/16, and that's yellow to tell you it's either past or coming up. So let's say it's due within a month. I put a 30-day notice on that one. So if anything is yellow, you know that in the next 30 days you have a new speech re-eval coming up. So you're going to put the therapy type in if you want, the target minutes per session, and the minutes of therapy per week for the IEP, and whether or not they're Medicaid billing. These are super important because they're going to then send that information to another sheet that will calculate how you're doing each week on your hours or minutes of therapy for that child. So your next tab, and this is really the first most important thing, you can add all your students here, and if you get a student in the middle of the year, you cannot add it anywhere except for the bottom of the list. So you may start out in September with alphabetized names, but you cannot then alphabetize later because then it'll mess up all the formulas. So if you add a child, they'll have to be added to the bottom of the list. So your next tab is a simple schedule. I use this every day. I just put it in there. I sometimes will take two 15-minute slots, make them a different color so that I can tell what I'm doing and where I'm going. The in-out log is specifically ideal for Medicaid. So sorry about that. I had this down at the bottom. There's two logs, log 1 and log 2. Log 1 is from August to December. So you can see here that for JJ, he was in at 8 and out at 9. That date I will go ahead and populate, and then his total time is there. So all this automatically populates. You do not have to do a thing. And then at the end of the month or the end of the quarter or whatever, you can print this out and give it to your administrator or your supervisor that needs to know what the kids' in and out times were. And I find this invaluable for my Medicaid billing because in New Mexico, our Medicaid billing requires the in and out times. And so it automatically tells me that. I just refer to that. So the next one is the same thing from January through June. And this here, August daily tracker, starts your year. August is your first month, and you have one for each month, August through June, and you'll see as I go through later. So you can see that I didn't have to put JJ here. He was on the master list, and it automatically populated. If I had put his grade on, it would have automatically populated. And then I didn't put the date, so let's say that that was November 5th, that he came in and out. Now I'm going to go back to that log, and you're going to see that the date populated automatically in August for that one. So as he continues to come, this is all going to fill in by itself, and it's going to be awesome. Okay, so I did that. And then you're going to do that every month, so August, September, October, November, December, January. And all the way through June you have available, and this will work for 100 students. The in and out logs only work for 60 students. It just was too cumbersome to try and put 100 students on there. So I don't imagine that you're going to have 60 students on your caseload. If you do, you can just make another caseload manager. I know some people do have that many kids. So, okay, so then you get to June and everything's populating and it's doing great. And through the year, you want to keep track somehow of your report. So again, JJ's here. He's automatically there because he's on the master list. And then I can just keep track here of what I've done, in process, finished, or submitted for the quarter or end of the year. Then the summary log is also something that's really neat because it will automatically populate. It tells you based on what you put in, how many target minutes you need per month. Again, you don't have to put that in, it automatically populates it. Then in August, as you're putting your time in for him, this number will change automatically. It's yellow when it's halfway, it's red when it's below halfway, and it will turn green when you've met your minutes per month for that student. There's also some, when you mark out that he's absent or you have a snow day, those hours or minutes are taken off of your requirement here, so that at the end of the year, you're going to say, oh, okay, he was supposed to get 990, but we had 3 snow days, so that would have been 900 and that would have been 900. So this is going to change. So that also gives you an idea of what he was owed, but through other circumstances, what he really technically should have been getting. Then you can, and that will work for every student. And you can also just print this out if you want for your administrator instead. It's one page. The other one is several pages, the in and out. You can keep track of your kindergarten screenings, and you should, because later on you'll see why. You can keep track of who was dismissed and when, and you should, because later you'll see why. I gave you a sheet for your billing. It's very open because everybody's billing is different, so I didn't lock any of the formulas, and if you're handy, you can put your own formulas in for your hourly rate. And then, of course, you'll want to put in all the information here that pertains to you specifically. So every month, if you send a bill, you can put that into a Word document or download it as a PDF. It works great. Now, Owens and Pavelko have done the sugar analysis of language sampling, and it is an awesome, simple way for kids up through age 8. They have norms, and they've given me permission to put this in here so that all you have to do is put in the pink, and then the rest will calculate for you. And then you'll go down here to your chart, and you can compare your kids' language sample to the norms. And all of this is copyrighted by them, and I thank them for their permission to use that. Then the very end is this awesome annual report. This you will want to change every year, and that is not locked. You can put your name, your business name, you'll change the year, the school, whatever. Put in your name, your school, your position. Now, all of this, again, will automatically populate. You do not have to do anything. The only thing you're inputting is your monthly time with that child, and then all those numbers go to these other pages. So at the end of the year, you're going to have each of these things enumerated, and you can just print this out. It's one page, give it to your administrator and say, okay, this is a summary of who I served, how many screenings I did, how many students were graduated, how many were under a different kind of eligibility. I mean, just it's all there, and it's really nice, not only for you, but for your administrator. So that's that. And I hope that you like this new form of the Monthly Caseload Manager 2.0. And if you have any questions, my email is there on the instructions. And I hope that you'll enjoy this, and thank you for your time.